and welcome in to Blue Jays Today, folks, where today, of course, we got to talk about the final series of the year for your Toronto Blue Jays. Tampa Bay Rays in Toronto at the Rogers Center. It's going to be a big one, everybody, because as we know, things are getting very, very tight between us and those New York Yankees for that division. We're going to be breaking down exactly what needs to happen for these Toronto Blue Jays. Spoiler alert, it's win, because the Yankees are, of course, knocking at the door. I don't want to be playing in any wild card, man.
No.
There's a bunch of reasons that we're going to get into as to why the wild card is a bad thing, but yeah, it's not good for this Toronto Blue Jays squad, especially right now. Shout out to the 74 people that are watching. Apologies for being 3 minutes late.
Oh, sorry.
I see the chats going about it, but apologies for that. But thank you so much for joining us today on this Friday afternoon. Adam, temperature check right now. It was doom and gloom after those first two games against Boston. Third game, Dalton Varsho, grand salami.
Yep.
Offense comes to life a little bit. This is what we've been waiting for. Where are you at right now with this team?
I mean, what's going on? Are we still here? Are we still live? Don't tell me it's going to be crashing again. Also, yeah, temperature check with this team. Oh, we're good. Okay, good. Temperature check with this team is I'm feeling moderately okay. We're going into a 3-game series this weekend, same with the New York Yankees. And what we have to do is we got to win one more game than them or tie them, right? They have to win one more game than us to lock in the division. So we're going in and we have a good chance. I mean, yeah, if you look over to FanGraphs, it's 60% chance right now, and that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of like my vibes right now. I think it's very doable. It is against the Tampa Bay Rays, which is going to be very tough. That does scare me a lot. They have beaten us in the past. We're 3-7 against them this year, but I still can feel confident going in this series that we can pull away with at least like 2 games, and the Yankees against the Orioles, maybe they pull away with 2 games. That's fine, and we'll still win the division. That's where I'm at. So I'm feeling good. How about you?
Again, like I'm thinking that this is still, like, it's where we've been for a while right now, where it's like this Toronto Blue Jays team is capable. They're capable of winning this division. We know that, right? They've done all of the hard work. Now it's just that cherry on top. Now it's finishing what it is that you have built all season long right here. Now it is going to be up against a tough competition, the Tampa Bay Rays, and they haven't played great against Tampa Bay.
No.
And I do think that the New York Yankees have certainly got a more favorable matchup than the Toronto Blue Jays do, all things considered. But I needed to see that 6-1 win for Toronto.
I need to see the offense back, right? You know the whole stat of them scoring 5 runs or more, and they have a ridiculous record when they score 5 more runs or more. Well, they did that, and they added to that win column right there. If they continue that offense into tonight's game, and it's going to, again, be the tricky matchup because it is the Rays, then that is something you can really hang your hat on if you're the Toronto Blue Jays going into hopefully an ALDS series if they lock it in.
100%. Also, please let us know in the chat, by the way, guys, if we are buffering in any capacity, because I see on my end right here,
your end's buffering like crazy.
That we are. So maybe something's going on with our internet that we got to look into.
We'll have to reset it.
Before tonight's game, everybody, which, by the way, we are going to be live for. Apple TV game tonight. Very, very important. If Toronto wins, Yankees lose. Let's take a look at the standings very quickly. That would be massive. Magic number, as it stands right now, is at 3 for Toronto to clinch that division. We are tied with the Yankees, but as you know, we have that tiebreaker, which means that as of right now, we would be getting the bye. Very important. We win tonight, they lose tonight. Magic number goes down to 1.
Thank God.
And then all it would take is one more win. That's, of course, assuming and hoping that we win and they lose, which we're going to get into later. I mean, that's asking something against a good Tampa Bay Rays team, and especially when New York's playing the Orioles.
It is. And again, we are going to break down the Yankees series as well as the Rays series a little bit later in this video. But look, I really hope that we can clinch it up and get it done by tomorrow. And I think we got a good chance to do that today. I mean, realistically, guys, it's not that far away. I know we were a lot in doom and gloom. We were really doom and gloom, actually, yesterday.
Well, it's because
they hadn't scored a run.
Yeah.
But now, and what we were screaming is, like, can we see you score more than 2? And, like, honestly, they need to score more than that. They scored 6. Okay, we're back. We're grounded. We hit the home run ball. Here we are. We got good pitching again. We just have to lock in and get out of this stretch, and we got to get out alive. And I feel feel decently confident about that. So let's talk about right now another injury update here for us, everybody. This happened last night.
Very quickly, massive shout out to the money dude, 32 with the $5 donation, saying, going to the final game for my 12-game ticket pack tonight. Bad news, I'm 4-7 this season at the Rogers Center.
Get out of there,
last
money
three
dude.
I went to were W's. Okay, so maybe you're a little hot right now, money dude. Maybe the momentum's going in your direction. Thank you very much for donating, and also to Reiner Valds right there with the $3 donation. Thank you very much. Yeah, injury update from Jose Barrios.
We got one more update too here. Reiner Valds. Sorry, can't read that. $3 dono. Shout out to you. Yes, injury update from Jose Barrios.
Got moved to the pen. We saw him on the Wednesday game. He did give up, I think it was one earned run.
Yeah, something like that. I kind of blacked out that game from my mind, honestly. And also, shutting out to that game right now, everyone thought we just turned the stream off. We've been having internet problems, so it actually crashed. But yeah, he wasn't looking as sharp. He came out striking people out. Then he was starting to give up base runners to give up runs. And now he's going to the IL, and he's going to effectively be out for possibly 2 playoff series right here for the Blue Jays. And he was a guy that we were all looking at like, okay, you got to step in and maybe pitch in an ALDS, maybe a wild card series. But now that's no longer an option. Like, the Blue Jays don't have Barrios. They won't have Bassett for a potential wild card series. Now you're really kind of hanging your hat and relying on Trey Savage, where 2 weeks ago we were like, no way this guy starts. Now you need him to start, and you need him to be good.
100%, yeah, because let's face it, everyone. Max Scherzer, not an option.
No.
Chris Bassett still on the IL, and we'll get to that momentarily, but I believe the update there is that ALDS would be when he's coming back, so you wouldn't have him at all for the wildcard series. And also, too, I mean, the guy's coming off of the IL, so you're wondering, okay, like, can he go, a full 6 innings for you? Maybe not, right?
Probably
maybe
get someone to piggyback him.
Exactly. Maybe, and that perfect piggyback option could have been Jose Barrios out of the pen, right? So this is definitely a blow. You're looking at that rotation right now from the Toronto Blue Jays, and it's Gausman, who is solid and I trust. You got Bieber in there, who we're going to see tonight. He's had his ups, he's had his downs. I mean, we have to trust him, right? I would love it if we had a better option, but we are at a place right now where we just have to put all our confidence in it. And then you got a rookie, man. Look, if they make a crazy deep run this year, it's actually going to be fucking miraculous. Because this rotation is like bandaged and just like it feels like it's a wagon that is slowly falling apart as we're making it to the finish line right now.
Most teams feel that way when they get to October. Like, everyone's banged up and you're playing a rotation. Like, who would have thought at the beginning of this year that your potential, if you had a perfect scenario 1-2-3 rotation, would have been Kevin Gausman. Bieber wasn't even on the roster, and then your rookie from last year, or your number 1 draft pick last year, Trey Savage, who is a rookie. That's crazy balls. Also, here's something to consider here, folks. This is something to possibly be worried about. The rotation going into the wild card series probably won't be our best rotation, because the top 3 I just mentioned right there, Gausman, Bieber, Savage, those guys are all going this weekend, right? You've got Shane Bieber tonight, like you mentioned, Savage tomorrow, Gausman on Sunday. If they play in a wild card series on Tuesday, who's starting game 1? For the Toronto Blue Jays.
It's Bieber. I think
you have to push Bieber, but he's on 4 days rest. Monday, Sunday, Saturday. 3 days rest. That's or 4. I don't know how they really count it up. 4 days rest. That's going to be very tough and scary.
What else can you do, though, right?
Exactly. Like, again, you have no other option.
You cannot play Max Scherzer. That's just the reality of the situation. I do wonder if, because here's the problem. It's probably going to come down to Sunday. It's probably all going to come down to Sunday for whether or not, unless some really good situations happen. And what that would be is effectively Toronto would need to win tonight and tomorrow, and the New York Yankees would have to lose one, or alternatively, the Yankees would have to lose tonight and tomorrow, and Toronto would have to win one. And I'll be honest, that feels pretty unlikely, just because I don't see the Yankees losing twice in a row to Baltimore. So unlikely that things will be wrapped up and good by Sunday, which means that you're probably going to force yourself to pitch Kevin Gausman. And then you just got to cross your fingers and pray to God that you win that game. Because if you lose that game and you do end up going to a wild card, you are going to be in big shit.
It's going to be trouble.
I don't know how you manage it differently. Like, I think that you have to push all your chips in the middle here, and you're playing for the bye. Like, I don't want us to start, take Kevin Gausman out of that start and start planning for the wild card, because I feel like that's you're doing yourself a disservice like that. No, you're pushing all your chips in the middle. You are planning to get that bye, but it leaves you in a really bad spot if you don't end up getting the bye.
Because regardless of what happens, like if they go to the wild card, you're playing Kevin Gausman on Sunday, because if they clinched it up and we figured it out by Saturday, well, you're not going to pitch Kevin Gausman, obviously, and he won't be pitching a wild card. Exactly. But if you're pitching in a wild card, that means Sunday means something for you. That means you haven't clinched it up. So you will have to either push Bieber a day ahead, or someone in the chat, JK, just said, bullpen day for game one
of the wild card.
Well, look at what happened against the Boston Red Sox on the bullpen day. Louis Varland came out looking disgusting.
He did, yeah.
And then you have, this is what I wanted to bring up here, where I was kind of leading to. Eric Lauer, the man who carried us for most of the season, then gets shoved in the bullpen for no reason, and now he comes out and he looks good. They didn't give up a single hit between Varland and Lauer yesterday. They had 5 strikeouts between them in 5 1/3 innings. Like, maybe? Like, do they, like, if Bieber can't go and you got to put Bieber on possibly the Wednesday, and then maybe you push Gausman for a Thursday game 3 if it comes to that, like, maybe you do that. I mean, we do like Lauer. I know it's not sexy, but that's
fucking crazy, though.
I know.
Like, that's actually, you know what, zooming out for a moment, that's insane. What? This is the old
Lauer?
head in me. Just like when you're really think about that. Well, at the beginning of the season, if you would tell me that in game 1 of the wild card, you're doing a bullpen day that's structured around Eric Lauer, who at that point was even on the roster.
Oh, he was a minor league.
He was in the minor leagues at that point.
Minor league option.
Like, that's just truly insane.
I know it sounds insane. I sound insane talking about it, but we're in a situation like we just mapped out where we might not have a choice. Like, we're forced into this situation, just like we're forced where we have to pitch you Savage in a possible ALDS wildcard. Well, not wildcard, we just broke it down, but an ALDS series. This is not, like, to your point, this is a car. The axle is all wobbly. The wheels are flat. The tires are flat. And we have no choice but to just put whatever guys are available.
See, and that's why I've been saying this for a while right now. I think that if the Toronto Blue Jays end up in a wild card series, I think that we lose in that wild card series.
Because it's just a mess.
I mean, it feels like we really genuinely need a moment here to get everyone, like, everyone needs some time. And if we're in that wild card series, it means a couple things. One, it means that we probably lost this series to Tampa Bay. So that's not going to feel good.
Probably.
Right? That means that you would have lost back-to-back series at home to Boston and to Tampa Bay if you're in the wild card, so momentum's not in your favor. And then 2, it's going to mean that you're in this, shitstorm of whatever the rotation looks like there. And you might have to do a Varland Lauer thing for game 1 of the wild card, then Bieber, and then would we even have Kevin? We would. I don't even think we'd have Kevin Gausman.
Then that situation, game 3, you might force him. You might force him
to go on the Thursday game if there even is a game 3.
Ideally, you get it over with. Either you lose or you lose doesn't matter. But if you win in 2 games, then you can start him game 1 Saturday.
That does not feel like a winning formula to me. That's why this weekend.
That's why you need the bye.
This is playoff baseball.
This is a playoff series.
Like, if you lose this series, I'm looking at this season as being almost done and dusted. You gotta win this series against Tampa Bay, because if you go 2-1, that's gonna force the New York Yankees to go 3-0 against Baltimore. And listen, if they go 3-0 against Baltimore,
hats off.
GG's, hats off. Yep. I mean, we did kind of fumble the bag, because that would mean that Toronto would have gone 3-3 in this homestand, and you got to imagine you should be doing better than that. But even still, like,
that means that they would have to go 6-0.
Exactly.
And that's pretty impressive,
right?
Like,
and that is honestly, like, hats off to the Yankees. Like, you did it, and respect. You guys get your flowers and you get the division. But I mean, you got to imagine if we go 2-1, Yankees have to drop at least one of those games. That should be good enough. And I mean, it needs to happen.
It needs to happen. And we're going to break down that series as well, guys, the Yankee series, because there is a somewhat interesting matchup going tonight in the Yankees and Baltimore game, so we'll break that down a little bit. Before we keep going on, guys, let's give a shout out to a friend of the show, Budweiser. Batters up and the Buds are stepping up to the plate. Budweiser is encouraging all Buds to rally for October. October moments with your Buds are priceless. Savor the feeling while cheering on your Toronto Blue Jays, the official partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Baseball is better with your Buds. Rally for October. Learn more at budweiser.ca. I think the one kind of final note we had there was like for the injuries. I love that we get on tangents here because, you know, it's fun. We're just shooting shit. But circling back, I believe Bichette is still like the same kind of progress, still moving forward. Now, it's interesting to see if they come out and say whether or not he's going to play in a wild card series. That guy has to be forced into a lineup in a wild card series. I don't care. Like, if you're still feeling it, like, you might have 2 games left.
My understanding is that he was doing baseball activities yesterday, but not running. And that he was swinging the bat.
So DH
it would be a DH.
Yeah,
100%. You're going to have him in the lineup. You just can't have. You know, I don't, is he still leading the league in hits?
I don't think so. I would imagine not. Actually, we can check right here.
Now, where it's like you wouldn't be.
He still is. Actually, he still is. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So
shout out Bo.
You know, just further hammers my point home. It's like you can't have your league leader in hits riding the bench, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to force him into it. I know he's not going to be 100%, but listen, that's why you picked up IKF and Andres Jimenez and all those other guys that can play really good defense in that middle infield. So then that gives the luxury of Bo Bichette being able to do that DH spot, and you can feel comfortable with it.
Yeah. And honestly, well, if he goes DH, obviously Springer's going to be in the outfield, and Tony Taters got some hits yesterday. Almost hit a grand slam, actually. It was moments before Tony Taters missed the grand slam, or Varsho hit the grand slam. Tony Taters just missed one out. This is when you're I think you were taking a shower and I was setting up the game. Oh, it was so close. But yeah, Tony Taters going to have to ride the bench until Bo's healthy, and he's going to be a pinch hitter option.
That's just what it has
to be. That's how it has to be, man.
Shout out to the 239 people that are watching right now, guys. If you haven't already done so, please hit that like, smash that subscribe button. I see individuals talking about the stream later tonight on Apple TV. It is an Apple TV game.
Yep.
We will be live for that game this evening. Must win.
It's must win.
We're going to break it down shortly, but considering we are at the end of the season right now, Toronto Blue Jays, they have played 159 games of baseball. Wow. We've watched this 2025 Toronto Blue Jays team very closely. So my question to you is, now at the end of the season, who would you say are the top 3 Toronto Blue Jays this year?
Well, it's interesting. If you go to WAR, we looked at this right before we went live. You look at WAR and Fangraphs, you look at WAR and Reference, they'll give you completely different answers on who the top 3 Blue Jays are. But just based on, what I value as this team, I value clutch, I value reliability, and I value consistency. And the 3 Blue Jays for me that hit all of those marks is Kevin Gausman. You can rely on him to give you a good effort to win a ball game. Kevin Gausman, I think, has even won like Jay of the Week 3 times. He's our ace. He's our game 1 guy if we got the perfect matchup. George Springer, I've been saying that he's the MVP of the team. He's probably number 1 on my list just based on the bounce back. He's probably going to win comeback player of the year. 30-plus homers, 80-plus RBIs. That guy's an absolute beast. And then the last one, we just talked about him, Bo Bichette. Even though he's hurt, he's not really around the last month here. He was the guy in the 4th spot driving in all the runs all season long. When we look at Vladdy and look at George, you're like, where are all the 100 RBIs going to? Like, who's driving all the runs? It's Bo Bichette. He has a batting average that leads the league also in runners in scoring position. So Bo Bichette, George Springer, Kevin Gausman, those guys are a slam dunk. I was considering Vlad, but he didn't fit the reliability.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that you didn't say Vlad, actually, because I know you're a big Vlad guy.
I am a big Vlad guy. Yeah.
And those 3, in my opinion, I think I'm with you. I think that Gausman, I mean Springer for certain, like Springer 100%, Bo Bichette 100%. I mean, leading the league in hits, like he's got to be on that list. Gausman's the one where I think that you could make an argument where, well, there has been ups and downs, and you could argue that maybe Vladdy should be on that list as well. But why, for you, do you not have Vladdy in the top 3?
For the reasons I was kind of mentioning, not clutch. I mean, we have seen in moments, especially here down the stretch, he's just gone absolutely ghost mode. And when the lights get bright, it just, again, from an eyeball perspective, just an eyeball test, Vladdy doesn't really match that clutch factor for me. And yeah, he's had a good season, but again, like, what was his specialty? Like, what did he really bring that was different than everybody else? Yeah, he got on base a shitload, didn't really strike out a whole lot. He has a good batting average, 295, but so does George, has a good batting average. So does Bo's got a good batting average. But Bo drives in runs. He can drive in runs with runners scoring position, and George can get Bo can drive in runners in scoring position, and then George can drive in the long ball. So Vlad just, he's 4 for me. Like, he's just on the cusp, right? He's just outside.
Yeah, I think that you could make an argument for Vladdy being in that list, but I think I would also have him probably at 4. I think you could also make an argument, too, and I know that he's been cold recently, but Kirk has done wonders for this team.
Yeah, Kirk for sure.
Defensively speaking as well, the guy has been insane, and everyone was wondering, can Alejandro Kirk come in and be the number 1 catcher on this squad? I think that he excelled in that role, right? So I would say that Kirk is one. And I also saw some people in the chat saying even Eric Lauer. Now, I can't go so far to say that Eric Lauer is a top 3 Toronto Blue Jay of 2025.
Right.
But I will say that for the role that he played and for what he did when we needed him, I mean, like, that guy deserves all his flowers, because to come from literally Korea.
Came from Korea, yeah.
To come from Korea last year and then step into the Toronto Blue Jays and own a starter spot for us when we needed it most, when other guys were struggling, then to walk over to the bullpen, doesn't say a single word, even though, like, I think a lot of people, myself included, didn't feel like he should be a bullpen guy. I mean, like that guy has done everything for this team. So not a top 3 Toronto Blue Jay for me, but definitely somebody who has played his role exceptionally.
I could say top 8 for sure. And honestly, if he was in the rotation all year long, he might have been a top 3. Because he was better than Gausman for most of the part where he was starting in that rotation. I'll even throw out, people are talking about in the chat, Fish Boy, Braden Fisher. He's probably the best bullpen guy for me this year, like, just in terms of reliability, right? When you throw that guy out there, he'll give you exactly what you need. Other guys have had severe up and downs, and I know that happens with the bullpen, but not so much with Fish Boy. So shout out to Braden Fisher.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Gausman, Bo, Springer. You guys let us know in the comments down below, though. Who do you like? Top 3 Blue Jay 2025. Let's transition and talk about this series, everybody. Tampa Bay, I hate them. If you've watched this program for a long period of time, you know that my least favorite team in the MLB is the Tampa Bay Rays. I hate them with a burning passion. I don't understand them. I don't know how they keep doing it, but they always do it. And Toronto always plays them like ass.
They do.
The games are boring a lot of the time as well. And we end up just playing this like sick and twisted version of baseball that the Tampa Bay Rays like to, play on a consistent.
We stoop to their level. We stoop to their level.
We stoop to their level. And that's actually been the case this season so far. Toronto has an incredible record against almost every team in the American League except Tampa Bay. 3-7 against the Tampa Bay Rays. Keep in mind, guys, this is in a season where Tampa Bay is a below 500 squad. But they can beat our ass better than anyone. What is their team looking like right now?
Yeah, well, for us, one more note on this. I just noticed they've doubled our runs scored. They outscore us 2-1 this season. That's pretty crazy. But their team, they're a good team. Like, I'm not gonna lie, even though the record might not reflect it necessarily, 77-82. I think they actually kind of got unlucky this year. Their average offense, the batting average is pretty good, top 10, top 7, you could argue. 14th in runs scored. The ERA, 14th against. This is actually kind of hilarious. 11th ERA in relief pitchers. The reason why I say it's hilarious because I said they're 14th in runs scored and 14th in ERA. You go over to what they've been doing in the last 15 days. Guess what? 14th in OPS and 14th in ERA in the last 50 days. So they're literally playing consistent average baseball.
Slightly better than mid.
Slightly better than mid. And that's why they're freaking pesky, because they play you so damn good. Now, here's something to note about the Tampa Bay Rays going into this series. Yandy Diaz has been on an absolute heater lately. He's ranked 26 in baseball in the last 7 days. And when you look over at the last 15 days in terms of OPS, Yandy Diaz has a 1.201. The average is 436, but there is something to note. This is where I'm getting to, ladies and gentlemen. He's got right groin tightness, and they're going to make a decision on his availability tonight. If he's out for 1 or 2 games, maybe 3. I highly doubt it's 3, but maybe 1. that's a major advantage Blue Jays because
I don't even see why they'd play him either, right? Like,
why would you play him, Tampa Bay? He's hurt.
This is a really good player. I'm not familiar with his contract situation, so I don't know if he's with Tampa Bay next year. But like, honestly, there's just no reason for you to play him at all. Like, it's not. Don't.
Don't play him.
You know, and
he's had a good year.
Exactly.
Sit him
he's
down.
had a great year. I mean, his right groin.
Yeah,
his right groin.
It's gonna hurt.
It's fucking tight right now. You don't. You're gonna rip that thing wide open if you play him too soon. Okay.
Right.
He's an old guy. He needs his time off.
That's
so
right.
So just let Yanni Diaz, 34-year-old man right now. Look at him. Okay. Let him ride the pine. Let him be injured. And if he's out, that is actually a major boost. We're never cheering on injuries, by the way, guys. But when they happen, obviously, you got to capitalize on this. And looking at the rest of the lineup here, Chandler Simpson will be a problem.
Yeah.
And the last time that we played Tampa Bay, I mean, he was all over the field. He was flying everywhere. He was getting infield hits and, getting to first base. And it's an automatic stolen base for that guy as well. Yeah. So you can just kind of expect that Chandler Simpson is going to be living at first and second base pretty much all series. But after that, I think that this is a very manageable lineup.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're playing like slightly above average, like Mangum. I'm going to call him Magnum this series. I'm done tripping up over his name. Magnum, 777 OPS, 787 from Caminero. That's a big guy to watch out for. Did he hit the Rays home run total? Did we? No, he's still at 44. Wow. Okay, so he's kind of fallen off the home run train as of late. But again, you have to still work. Like, I know you're saying it's very manageable. You do got to focus a little bit though. Even if Yandy is gone, you still got to lock in because they can attack you at any moment.
Yeah, they're pesky, but that's just what they are, right? They are that way. And similarly speaking, you wonder, with the pitching staff as well, like how do they have all of this depth? How do they have all these guys? That's I think why it pisses me off so much.
I know
because you'll be in the fifth inning and you think you're getting to their starter and it's like, okay, they're gonna make a change now, and then this 2.5 ERA guy comes out that you've never heard of, and it's like, where did this guy come from?
Right.
And he, just starts dicing us up for another inning or two, and then another guy comes out like that. And that is Tampa Bay Rays ball. So get ready for some gritty baseball this weekend, everybody. That's just what it's going to be. But if the Toronto Blue Jays don't want to play in a wild card, and I promise you they don't, we broke down their pitching situation, and this is the team that you are going to have to beat. Now tonight, everybody, we got a bit of a matchup. It's going to be Adrian Hauser up against Shane Bieber. Hauser, you reminded me that when he was a White Sox, he actually dominated us.
He did dominate us pretty good. I'm pretty sure he went like 7 innings, and correct me, chat, was it scoreless 7 innings, or was it 1 run? I remember it being very, very depressing. Right. And I was like, wow, I guess the White Sox got one pitcher. And I remember us even thinking, like, do we trade for Hauser at the deadline? That could be a sneaky little pickup. And so far, he actually hasn't lived up to expectations. I am looking at their last 30 days in terms of pitching. Hauser's got a 4.13 ERA.
That's still decent.
It's decent.
It's not great, but it's decent. Yeah.
But it's not the levels of pitching that we saw early in the year. He had like something stupid, like a 2.
Yeah, it was very good for the White Sox.
So like it's evening out. As you can see now, it's back to that 3.18 mark. But we got Bieber, and Bieber's very up and down. He had a good outing his last time out, actually against these Tampa Bay Rays. Was it against Tampa Bay Rays, or was it? No, it was against the who we faced on the week? Oh, Kansas City Royals. Thank you. Yeah, I think he's starting to lock in a little bit right here. Who do you like in this matchup? Who are you going with here on Apple TV night? I guess that's what we're calling it.
It is tough, man, because Hauser. Listen, he got to us before, and now the offense did come to life yesterday, but the previous 7 days prior to that, I mean, it was not looking like a good offense at all. Shane Bieber can be great. He can also, be that 3.5 or 3.2 innings and 4 earned runs type of guy as well. We've seen that from him. I mean, look, I can't actively sit here and predict that we lose this series because that's just gonna be too depressing. So I will say that we win tonight because we have to. And the offense is going to make us sweat like they do, or like Toronto teams especially like to do. They're going to make us sweat, but we're not playing in this damn wild card. We ain't playing that wild card. You got to win tonight, so they are going to do it.
I'm agreeing with you. We got to win. I think we got a good chance to win. And it's going to be one of those Rays games where you see us in the 7th in the 8th. We're tied or down by 1, and we got to find a way, ladies and gentlemen, to claw back. But that's actually a thing that I got to note as well with Adrian Hauser. Like, if he does go 7 innings, the Rays bullpen is pretty stacked in the back end. Pete Fairbanks has been popping off.
He's got our number a couple times.
Griffin Jacks, remember him? He was on the Twins earlier this year. They traded for him. He's been so good in the last 14 days. And don't mind the ERA. He's been dominant. Yeah, again, the key to this one is you gotta take what you learned from Hauser back in, I don't even remember what month it was, maybe like June or something like that. Take that information, apply it here, get a good start from Bieber, and you need a good start from Bieber because we just burned our entire bullpen yesterday.
Right.
So you got to get a good start. I'm gonna say we win this one in a gritty 2-1 victory.
Yeah, it's gonna be like bad baseball.
It's gonna be some bad baseball.
It's gonna be bad baseball. Now over there in New York. We got to talk about that because all of this ties together. In fact, I see it right next to the Toronto Blue Jays right there if you want to go. Or you got it now. You got it. Excellent. All right, so over there in New York, except this is September 27th. That's tomorrow's game. There you go.
There we are.
Trevor Rogers on the bump up against Warren. Rogers has been insane this year. Like, quite literally, you can make an argument that he is performing like the best pitcher in MLB.
Oh, he's been gross.
It just so happens that he doesn't have the innings to his name. But with the 1.35 ERA, I kind of like Baltimore's chances.
I do.
Think, like, to take one. That's all we need. Can you take one off of the Yankees? Because if they can take one, that means that a series win for the Toronto Blue Jays is enough to get you to the bye.
That's right.
This feels like the game. If they're going to take a game, this feels like the game with their ace on the bump. 1.35 ERA. Come on.
I'm saying the Orioles will take it. Now, Orioles in the last 15 days haven't been playing great. They also have been playing very similar to the Toronto Blue Jays, just kind of like, well, probably even a little bit better in terms of the record, but in terms of OPS and ERA, it's bottom 10 in baseball in the last 15 days. But you got to hope that it's turning around when you got your ace on the bump. They got Warren. I feel like this is the one the Orioles can scratch and claw. They do play the Yankees pretty pesky, so I'm going to say that they lose tonight as well, the Yankees. We win, magic number down to 1.
Yep.
That would make tomorrow's stream. By the way, guys, we're going live again tomorrow for the game. We're going to do a little fun thing with Budweiser. Shout out to Budweiser. And a barbecue. I believe we're going to have our friend Dan joining us. It's going to be real fun. Hopefully that will mean something and we can clinch up a division title that game.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like Trevor Rogers, I see it in the chat right now. True Gamer saying, Rogers, if you steal the game, Jays will pay you $200 million this offseason. And fucking honestly, like, Toronto is going to be looking for starters this offseason.
If he can be the Yankees.
I mean, Trevor Rogers could, if he can dominate the Yankees, right? Like, listen, you've proven it all season long that you are a guy. And if in a critical moment in time you can do this for us, hell, I think they all are going to be on the phone for Trevor Rogers, guaranteed.
Absolutely. Let's move on to that Saturday game that we're going to be watching with Budweiser and barbecue. It is Trey Savage Day once again. Last time out wasn't as good as the first time out. He did get roughed up in Kansas City. He only pitched, 4 innings, gave up 4 earned runs. Not as many strikeouts. He only had 2, so he wasn't exactly himself. The command was a bit of an issue. We have seen this from time to time in the minor leagues, though. This should come to no surprise. He's literally a 22-year-old rookie. He's had some command issues. Let's see if he can get it against Boyle, and this is some guy I also wanted to highlight. Boyle been pretty damn good in the last 30 days. It's just, again, he faced the Jays. You guys remember this? He faced the Jays, and he kind of cooked us, and we're all like, who the hell's Boyle, and why is he killing us right now? I don't remember if he got the win exactly. I think we got the win, but he was pretty damn good against us. He's had an ERA of 0.87. What are you thinking on Trey Day here? What are you thinking on the Saturday?
Well, I do see the chat talking about how the ump was squeezing Savage on his last start, so that's a factor right there. And that's, you definitely can't have that for somebody like Savage, because like he wants a wide zone because obviously he's going for the strikeout. So if he's squeezing you and you're still hitting the edge, but you're not getting the call, that's gonna be a problem for him. That being said, though, I don't think that the Jays are going to be perfect, and I got a sneaky suspicion, I got a sneaky feeling that this team is a team that is going to take it to Sunday and make us sweat it out. So I think that we're going to lose because I think that that's just the Toronto sports way. I think that there's also an element. I know that he's been very, very chill, very relaxed, Trey Savage has when it comes to, the pressure and everything. But I do think that there's going to be an element of this is a major game.
It's a major
this is the biggest game that you've ever started in your life. If you're Trey Savage at the Rogers Center, and I think that there is just that extra element of oh my God. I think that we're going to lose that one, and we are going to have to take it into Sunday.
Yeah, because if we're looking at the Yankees, because if we lose that, obviously, if the Yankees lose, we still clinch the AL East. Looking at the Sunday game, the Saturday game, you got Schlittler up against Sugano. Sugano, his last little bit, he's been kind of falling apart. Last 7 games, 5.68 ERA. I think they win this one right here. The Yankees win, and we take it to Sunday, like you're saying. And who do we got going for Sunday? We don't know. But if it is a game or if it is an ALDS or wildcard deciding game, Kevin Gausman's going to be on the bump. So it'll be Kevin Gausman against Seymour, who's got a 2.85 ERA. Let's take a look at what he's been doing lately. We got the ace, the top 3 Blue Jay. What do we got right here? He's been he's been hit or miss. He's been
pretty good.
He's had one good outing here in the last month.
He's got an ERA of 2.66 in September.
That's crazy.
So, that's pretty elite.
He's given up hits. Yeah. Last start wasn't that great.
Dude, also against us, he went 7 innings.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's at
Seymour.
Wow.
You know what?
I'm obviously not saying we're going to lose. I can't. I'm obviously not going to say that.
I remember I told you yesterday I had a prediction of how this would go.
Yeah.
I'm saying we're going to lose this game.
No
Chad.
way.
I'm saying we're going to lose this game. I'm sorry. I think the Rays are good. We're 3-7 against them. I really hope I'm wrong. But the key here, ladies and gentlemen, is that on that final game, it will be Luis Gil against Bradish. And they're going to come up clutch. And the Orioles are going to beat the Yankees. And they're going to lose that series too. We're both going to go 1-2 on the weekend, the Yankees and the Blue Jays. And we clinch up the division with 92 wins, tying the Yankees. That's what I'm saying.
Dude,
what do you think?
If that happens, the stress.
I know.
We will be we're going to have to dual screen that thing and have both games.
Oh, I know.
That would be so scary for me.
Yeah.
Trusting the Baltimore Orioles, the 75 and 84 Baltimore Orioles to save the day with Bradish on the bump in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's what's going to happen, folks. That's my prediction. It's going to suck. We're going to be sweating.
Yeah.
But, that's my prediction, and we still win the AL East.
Listen, as long as we win the AL East, I'm good with it.
I don't care how we win.
It's just if we were to lose on Saturday and Sunday, and then the Yankees end up winning the division, and then we're playing on Tuesday, and we would be playing, by the way, guys, back against Boston.
Probably Boston,
in Toronto. We'd literally just be redoing that series, which did not end well. We would have got swept if that was the wild card series. Yeah, that just can't happen for me. It's all bias, and I think my reasoning is just because I want it and need it to happen. I say that we win that final game. Blue Jays win Friday. Blue Jays win Sunday. Blue Jays do enough to win the division with, how many wins was that? 93 wins?
You just say 93, I'd say 92.
That's actually not even that great, man.
I mean, to win a division, that's not a lot. That's not a lot. That's how weak the AL is. And the fact is, we could, at Yankees, in this prediction of ours, Blue Jays get 93 or 92 wins. That would be the most wins in the American League.
That's crazy.
That's so, that's so weak. Yeah. The AL's not strong.
No, the American League is definitely gone through it this year. It just feels like, this is so depressing to say, but even if we made it to the World Series, you got to imagine whoever makes it from the American League is going to get spanked by the Phillies or the Milwaukee Brewers or the Dodgers.
Dude,
there's a couple juggernauts over there in the National League that are just more than capable of getting it done.
Oh yeah, Phillies already have 94 wins. The Brewers are good. And Dodgers are the Dodgers.
Dodgers are the Dodgers. You know that once the playoffs roll around, that's just going to be a team that you don't want to run into. But those 3 teams specifically, Phillies, Brewers, and Dodgers, it almost feels like their season to lose right here. But either way, I digress. Toronto, does enough to win the division.
Let's go. Let's give a quick shout out here, everybody, to another sponsor of this podcast. We've got pizza. You know what it is, folks. We got another pizza night coming up, and we just said it on Monday. We're like, man, I really want to try some more stuff there from Pizza because we got the Stromboli back-to-back days, or back-to-back weeks, excuse me. It's pepperoni both times, and we both said, man, we really love trying some other flavors like the Mediterranean. I'm reading the wrong one. Like the Mediterranean smoky barbecue chicken, or the pesto. Oh, it is the pesto Mediterranean. Yes. Or the 4-meat. We're getting the pesto Mediterranean in this upcoming one. I'm very excited.
I see people in the chat saying, is there a stream tonight? There is a stream tonight. We always have our Friday pizza party live on YouTube. So we're going to be enjoying that. It's going to be awesome. Please go along and get yourself a pesto Mediterranean Stromboli with us. You can ride with. Maybe that's the vibe for tonight, right? Man. Don't wait. Swing by Pizza today, or order on the Pizza app or online at pizzapizza.ca, because everybody deserves pizza. Let's get to a couple questions right here. Also, Drew Gamer, I know I've had that thought this morning. I think we fumbled it.
We can't do it.
We fumbled the bag on the 9x9x9, guys. We promised that we would get it done. We even ordered some wings one time on stream and tried them, and like we were definitely 100% ready to do it. But the schedule just never lined up. There's so much other shit going on. Blame the Toronto Blue Jays.
Like the Blue Jays, yeah.
I was hoping that these games wouldn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And then it would be like, oh, okay, well, we can do it. We can do it now, right? But now they kind of mean something, so I don't want to be, fumbling around with my hot sauce or anything like that, whilst there's actually a very important game.
No, exactly, right? It just didn't line up. So, blame the Jays for not clinching earlier. We're now going to get to our mailbag section right here, everybody. So if you have a question, make sure to submit it to the mailbag. I got it pinned at the top of the chat, or you can click the link in the description to submit your question on a Google form. We got Josh in here with a mailbag question saying, hey guys, with this season wrapping up, I was just curious to what you think the best series this season was, or which one was your favorite. Mine personally was a 4-game series against the Yankees in July, where we swept them, and George Springer hit a Grand Slam Canada Day. It was so fun all around. Honestly, that for me was my favorite series. That's the one I could actually pull out from the pool of like 50 plus series we played this year and point that one and go, that was effing awesome. Because of those reasons right there. Canada Day, we swept the Yankees, division rival. That's when I felt like this team was legit.
I think that one to me stands out a ton, because that was the moment in time where everyone was like, wow, this is a legit squad here. Like,
we took over the AL East too. That series.
Like, we're not just playing around. It wasn't just one kind of lucky stretch right there, because they were good in June. But then it was like, well, is this just kind of a fluky month or whatever? No, you walk in on Canada Day and deliver it to the New York Yankees in a 4-game series too. That was the moment in time where everybody kind of just stopped and looked at the Toronto Blue Jays and went, okay, this is a squad that could be a serious player this year. And here we are months later. I'm going to say though that maybe this is a cop-out answer. My favorite series is the next one. Because I think that, if we end up winning and clinching the bye, this series here against Tampa Bay, this is going to be my favorite series.
Or it could be your least favorite.
It's
one or the other.
It's a gamble, man. It is a gamble. I'm hoping for the first option there, though, and that they do enough to make it into the bye right there.
Yeah, hopefully we get it done, chat. Maybe my favorite series will be the World Series.
That would be my favorite series. Yeah, that would be my favorite one.
We got a question here from Drew Gamer. Drew Gamer saying, at the beginning of the season, we all thought things were going to be bad. Vlo gone, Bo gone, everyone gone. 5-year real period in the future. This season has been nothing short of special, and to even be in the position is awesome. Yeah, we've had our ups and downs. So I'm going to just get to the question here, Drew. I got one question for you both and all the people watching. Do you believe? Do you have faith? That's actually, funny. We were talking all about all these analytics and all this stuff and whatnot. But do you actually believe the Blue Jays are going to get it done? And so into what capacity? Just faith that they're going to have a deep playoff run, or do you have faith that they're going to clinch the division?
I have faith that they are going to clinch the division. I think that they are going to do that. I think that after that is when my faith honestly does start to run out a little bit. And it's just, I try to be as logical as possible when I'm basing my analysis. And the fact of the matter is, there are other teams right now in the American League that are playing a better brand of baseball than the Toronto Blue Jays are at this current juncture in time. I think that bye and getting a couple days off is going to do numbers for Toronto. Like, I think that could change things, but there's also a chance that it doesn't, and that, you know, they still kind of have that slow offense that they've been having over the past few weeks. I look over there right now at Seattle, and I'm thinking to myself, like, if any team is going to make some serious noise, like if any American League team has what it takes to deliver it to the Phillies or the Brewers or the Dodgers, it feels honestly like the Mariners right now. I know that's not the answer that you know, I think anyone was looking for. And don't get me wrong. I mean, we come out and we win this series, and then we win Game 1 of the ALDS. Holy shit! I am so all the way back, and yes, I will be screaming at the top of my lungs how much I believe in this team. But logically, zooming out for a moment, there are other squads out there that I think are playing better than us.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to hate my answer, too. I believe they can clinch the division. Yes, I do believe they have the ability within them. Like, guys, like, all we had to do, like, again, zooming out to the beginning of the homestand, you just had to split the homestand 3-3, and then you got to hope the Yankees lose one effing game. Like, it's very doable. We're still on pace to potentially do that. But, yeah, for a deep postseason, I do believe they can... I believe they can go to the ALCS. Like, I do believe they can go to the ALCS. We've been proving all year long that we can beat any AL team at any given time other than Tampa Bay Rays and Houston Astros. You know, like, I do believe we have a chance to get there, especially if Seattle is on the other side of things, of that bracket. Like, I do like the matchups of Boston, even though we just lost 2. Boston and Yankees, one of them going to the ALDS, beating those guys in a 5-game series, and go to the ALCS. Like, it's actually, we've done it before. So, yeah. But World Series... that's going to be tough. That's going to be real tough. We got one more question here from Trey Perfin saying, does John Schneider need to go next year? I really cannot stand his BP managing, bullpen managing, or the fact that he sits hot bats due to matchups, and what he's referring to as well. One example there is David Schneider. That was a tough one. Does John Schneider need to go next year?
I think that we're going to learn in the postseason, honestly. Because, look, you got to give the guy his flowers as well, right? He did manage a team to get 91 wins right now. Maybe, you know, enough to win the division and be the #1 squad in the American League. So you got to give him his credit for that, right? Like, he's had a good season. And I was always somebody that's believed in the fact that, you know, managers, just like players, sometimes take a while to develop. It's very rare that, you know, a player comes up and immediately is like one of the best players in all of baseball. Usually, look at Vladdy as an example, took him a couple seasons to get adjusted to the league and really figure it out. John Schneider, I think that you can make the same argument, right? I do think that we've seen improvement as the years have gone on. Now we're going into the postseason, though. And we've seen him, once the postseason happens, kind of get a little crazy with his decisions, right? I was actually just watching a clip from the 6 Inning Stretch podcast, shout out to Whit Merrifield and those guys, and he was talking about how he fully believes if Jose Barrios would have stayed in that game against Minnesota, they would have won that game, and that was obviously...
They also had to score a run.
They did obviously have to score a run, for sure, but, you know, again, it's a momentum thing and whatever, right? You never know what could have happened, what could have been. Either way, though... in these close games, in these games where everything matters and your decision is under a microscope, I want to see how he performs and what it is that he does, how he rolls out the lineup, how he handles, especially if we're going to do a fucking bullpen day. If we're in the wild card game 1 and we got to do a bullpen day, how are you handling that? These are the decisions that I got to see from him, because I haven't seen him perform at a high level when the pressure is on.
I think he stays no matter what. Like, even if he gets swept, I think he stays no matter what. I think he's winning AL Manager of the Year. Like, straight up. What other manager is going to win AL Manager of the Year? If you finish the year with the best record of the American League after having no expectations coming into the season, and you win the division, of course, because that's what that would mean, you win AL Manager of the Year. That's the recipe, right?
Super fair, yeah.
So, like, you're not going to fire the AL Manager of the Year. It's his 3.5 season, I think, with us after Charlie got fired.
Right.
Yeah, he's staying here in 2026. I would almost bet my bank account.
Yeah, I do think, again, I do think that Toronto is going to keep him regardless of what happens. I think I'm looking, though, at what happens next to kind of decide, is he a guy that we can win a World Series with, right? Because, there's certainly, that's the ultimate goal, and so far we haven't seen that. But, folks, thank you so much for tuning in today. If you haven't already done so, please hit that like, smash that subscribe button. If you're rewatching this, you might have a hype button right there, so if you could hit that, that'd be awesome. Really helps push us on the YouTube algorithm. We're going to be live later this evening. Apple TV game, must-win game, Tampa Bay Rays. I believe we can do it.
Yep, I believe we win. I believe the Yankees lose. We're also going to be following along on the box score for the Apple TV game or with the Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles. So if you want to come check out both our reactions for both games, be there, be square, 7 o'clock, everybody.
Yeah, please make sure to hit that like, smash, and subscribe button, and we will catch you next time.
Cheers. That's our bad for baseball.
Yeah, I fucked up.
Go Jays, go!
Hell yeah.
Woo! Let's win!
Playoff vibe!